This is how my day starts. I usually wake up from some wildly lucid dream around 7 a.m. Eat, shower, I just go over to my content room, pick out an outfit, and then I load up my backpack, and then from there I'm usually heading out the door around 8 a.m. So today I'm going to a coffee shop that I like close by to do some work before my tattoo. If I'm being honest, half the time I do the work from my bed, but the rest of the time I like to go and be in a different environment. It just helps me be a lot more productive, I feel like. After I'm all settled in, I usually spend a bit of time working on the stencil, the tattoo I'm doing for the day, replying to YouTube comments, and texting back clients who hit me up on my website. I'm usually there till around 10:15. Then I head to the tattoo shop. My client's gonna be here at 11 a.m. So I like to be at least 15 to 30 minutes early just to get ready for them. So usually the first thing I'm doing is getting the things I'm using for the day out, like my machine and my battery pack and my iPad. Then I go to wash my hands, of course, because that's standard for the procedure, and that way we can prevent bloodborne pathogens from being transmitted when we're tattooing. After I wash my hands, I start setting up my station. Though I don't set up all the way, I usually like to have paper towels out, wrap my machine, and put out my ink caps and glide. I'm usually the first one in the shop, so if anyone else is coming in to do a tattoo around that time, I usually have a couple of minutes to chop it up before our clients get there. I'm gonna have to mute all of this shit.
I know you said corrupted it.
Yeah, no, but it let me record now, so it started. Our conversations are usually wrapped around business, things we learn, stuff going on in our personal life, other funny stories we have to tell each other. Usually one of our clients arrive before we get to finish whatever we're telling each other, so that's why we end up talking later on in the day. Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, ready for the paint? Once my client arrives, I bring out my iPad and sit down with them and just go over any final details regarding the stencil. Some people are just open to whatever ideas I have. Others prefer to chat with me regarding the piece to make sure we're on the same page. I've tattooed her a few times before, so this didn't take as long as it usually would, but those few minutes of conversation really can make or break whether a client is satisfied with their tattoo or not. Once we're on the same page about the design of the stencil, I print it out on a sheet of paper and place it on them so that way we can get the correct sizing and placement for the piece. Now typically, apart from tattooing, this is the part that takes the longest. With sizing and placement, inches and centimeters become very critical. A slight tilt can make things look very morphed or awkward, and something too small can look like a piece of art stamped on the arm rather than something that was created to fit them perfectly. Once we get the sizing and placement down, I then create the actual stencil with a thermal printer. I left marks on the arm to indicate where I need to place the stencil, but even then it can be tricky and sometimes it will take multiple tries. Ironically, once we get all that done, this is the part that is easiest to me, the actual tattooing. I've been doing it 5 years now, so a lot of it just comes natural to me. On top of talking, everything just goes by really fast. And in the shop, there's never really a dull moment with the conversations we have.
Oh, all right, my boy.
All right.
What you want later though?
Shit, nothing?
We grab something to eat or something. Hit the line.
All right, bet.
All right,
Once the tattoo's finished, I have to do the last bit of torture to my client, which is wiping the tattoo. Sorry. Once we're all done with that, then it's time to take pictures of the tattoo. I take this part very seriously, as there's no point in doing excellent tattoos if you can't take equally excellent photos of them to present them properly. Apart from my phone and actual camera, all the stuff that I use for my lighting setup I got on Amazon, so I'll leave those down in the description. Anyways, she got these plants because she works in holistic medicine and these are the plants that resonate with her a lot. Also, I told her I'd shout her out in this video, so here's our social media. Then we cover the tattoo in plastic wrap. I don't use the sticky kind that you can leave on for a couple of days. And people ask me if you can leave the regular plastic on overnight. I don't suggest it. After that's all done, last thing I need to do is clean up. It's usually dark outside by the time I get done, so I wanted to show you guys the really nice view I get from my patio, which I usually enjoy on my days off from work. Arizona summers are very hot, but the pool and shade should help with that. I live in Chandler, Arizona, which is a very suburban side of AZ. I'm headed downtown Chandler to meet up with Dakar to get something to eat, so I thought I'd give you guys a quick peek of it. Now, I know all the Arizona jokes are coming, but Chandler's downtown is very small. The state capital, Phoenix, has a much larger downtown area though. Currently, Arizona is the second most moved to state in the United States. A lot of people are saying at this rate, it's going to be the new LA. You can probably tell by now that me and Dakar are really cool. We've known each other for about 3 years now. The shop that I work at, he's actually the owner, and this isn't his first shop. He's opened several shops before this, so he's very experienced, not just in business, but in life in general. He has a lot of really cool stories that he shares with me all the time, and it gives me a lot of good insight about business and how to move in certain situations.
He was a good artist in Chicago. He worked a regular job now.
Damn, for real?
Yeah. He was a decent artist. He'd have been good by now, but guess what? When you ain't putting yourself out there, you ain't getting no clients. How you gonna get better? And then who is it to blame? You, nobody else.
We had been hanging out and talking for a minute. Then we noticed that a lot of people were grouped around his car. As expected though, as the newer Corvettes are cars that a lot of people are interested in nowadays.
Nice. That's the way it's supposed to go.
All right, my boy.
All right.
You got track tomorrow?
Nah.
Chill.
Yeah. Edit the rest of this.
Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah. Do that.
Edit it.
So then I head back home and spend some time watching the content that I like to watch. I don't watch TV, but I do spend quite a bit of time on YouTube absorbing information that I'm interested in. If I'm not watching YouTube videos, I'm probably editing one or putting together my ideas for the next one. Most of my favorite creators are entrepreneurs who make interesting content about the stuff they do on a daily basis. Then I do my nightly plyometrics workout to make sure I stay in good... Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't do that. But around this time, I usually start getting drowsy, so I get ready for bed, turn everything off, and then I'm out like a light. Like a light. Hey, don't forget to like. These are vids you might want to watch, alright. Maybe watch tonight or before your flight.